We continue in chapter 37. Chapter 37, in one word, is, we've explained, ma'asenu. It's all up to us. The future of the world, even though it seems people think might be up to tanks and guns, but it's not. Actually, it is with weapons, but it's a different type of weapon. God's weapons that we're speaking about here, that will change the world for good. And we explained that it needs to come through 600,000 general souls. That from those general souls are then offshoots, or buds off a branch. That when each soul fulfills what it needs to fulfill in Torah and mitzvahs, and that's why there's a concept of reincarnation, then the Alter Rebbe explains that the totality of the vital soul of the community of Israel, then becomes what we call a holy chariot to God, meaning subjugated, subjugated, just like a chariot has no will of its own. It's ridden by its rider. So likewise, the entirety of the vital soul of the community of the Jewish people become this holy chariot to God. So then what happens is that the general vitality of the entire world, which includes all of humanity, but not just all of humanity, by the way, but literally everything that is of Klipas Noiga. Klipas Noiga, just like the vital soul that we have, is its vitality is Klipas Noiga, which is an admixture of good and bad. It's the shell that has some goodness in it. So all of that, the entire world, will emerge from its impurity, its self-indulgence, sickness of self-indulgence, from there, and it will also ascend to holiness and become a chariot to God. So then what happens? Oh, what does that mean exactly? So then all flesh, all of humanity, will behold godliness together, and God will appear in his majestic beauty and his power, and the glory of God will fill the whole world. And we will see eye to eye, meaning the human eye will see the truth of godliness, just as we saw collectively at Mount Sinai. We perceived it then, as the verse says. You showed yourself, Ata Hares Ladas. You showed yourself, so that we would know that Hashem Hu Elohim, that God, the transcendence of God, the infinite of God, is reflected in Elohim, which is God's limitation. And there's nothing else besides him. So we had that revelation in Mount Sinai. That was the reality that that was revealed to us then, but it dissipated. Why did it dissipate? Because it came from above. This time it will not dissipate. You know why? Because us down here now, will have been dealing for the last 3,000 plus years with a world that is, its vitality is of Klipas Noiga, is of a negative force, right? And we have transformed it. The three unclean Klipas completely that are completely annihilated, nullified, all negativity nullified. That's what it means. We'll beat our swords into plowshares. Right? They'll be nullified. No longer. And why is that? Why would it be nullified? Because where does complete evil get its vitality from? Klipas Noiga. From that middle ground. There's holiness, and then there's complete evil, negativity, three unholy klipas, but then there's in between klipas noiga that has a mixture of good and bad in it, depending how we use it. So now that we've used it collectively for the last 3,000 years plus 3,300 years, and we've elevated it, and what we have done is cumulative. Then, when we have done that job, what happens? Klipas noiga, that has been ascended, no longer the middle ground, that gives vitality to complete evil. So complete evil has no place to nurture itself. Complete evil doesn't get directly from Kedusha, from God's holiness, from God's countenance, from God's inwardness. Not at all. It gets it from that middle ground of Klipas Noiga. But if we've used everything of this world in that manner, not all at once, but through the duration of 3,300 years plus since the giving of the Torah in Mount Sinai, that's what we have done. So evil will cease to exist. That's powerful. So where does evil get its nurture from? The middle ground of things that have good and bad in it. Meaning, this pen is not holy. It's good and bad. I could write something not I. Someone could write something really nasty with this pen. Someone could write very hurtful, derogatory, nasty things. Someone could take this pen and throw it at somebody. Which means its vitality in and of itself. Oh, my granddaughter. Hold on one second. Give me a second. She's crying. Oh, what's the matter? The baby? You come when I was 80? When I come? Yeah? We'll see how long this lasts. This is my granddaughter. Sorry. Okay. Oh, she's got my pen now. So, want to say hi to everybody? So, when this object and all objects of the world will be used in the holy way for good, it ascends. Now that doesn't mean we have to use every single object at every single moment. We'll explain that another time. But what it does mean is that this object and similar objects will be used, have been used, and will be used and elevated to godliness when the sum total of everything that's necessary, then evil has no more nurturing, and then we will be able to see eye to eye the presence of God.